Dad, have you seen this? Have you seen this?
Tell yet what they're comprised of.
Get away from that!
I got a handful of comments recently of people asking me to review War of the Worlds. And I thought, yo, you guys want me to review War of the Worlds, the classic 1950s sci-fi film? I would love to talk about that movie. I love classic sci-fi. And I was like, well, maybe they actually want me to talk about the 2005 Steven Spielberg War of the Worlds, which I actually think is a pretty damn good movie. Yeah, I'll talk about that one too. But no, the movie they wanted me to talk about was the new 2025 Amazon Prime War of the Worlds starring Ice Cube. It somehow manages to be the most propaganda for Amazon Prime you could possibly imagine, while at the same time it throws in enough human elements to make it feel like it has some kind of heart and soul and message. But really, at the end of the day, it seems like it's a movie made just to gaslight us into thinking that Amazon is not collecting and stealing our data every single step of the way, because the characters in the movie come to the resolve of spying on people and their data and they're into their cell phones, and private account is a bad thing, so maybe we shouldn't do that. While at the same time, Amazon actively does that and suggests things to you and sends you ads about things that you just looked at or talked about not too long ago to begin with. So I feel like the whole thing is a misdirect to make us look one way when really Amazon's just going to keep doing the same old shit. It's a movie where having an Amazon account saves the day. It's a movie where having an Amazon gift card given to you inspires acts of bravery. And it's a movie where every single Amazon driver loves their job and is 100% proficient in everything they do, and can even seal up wounds of rebar going through people's legs because they're just that talented with nothing but a strip of Amazon tape. Oh, but on top of that, the whole movie has this gimmick where the entire film takes place on a computer screen. This is the found footage final boss movie. I can't stand movies like this. I can't stand movies that have gimmicks like this. I hate having the camera locked into like a webcam position, and that's the entire movie. You also see on Ice Cube's computer screen, you also see, video footage from cell phones and stuff like that. So everything's shaky cam, everything's awkward to look at. You have characters that are in extreme close-ups the entire movie where all you see is their face, and then you have moments where Ice Cube is reacting to stuff and he's literally doing like... and then he sits right back down. Like, that's the whole thing, where he just, reacts and then sits immediately back down into his computer chair. Also, there's so many scenes where you can tell it was ADR'd because his face is doing the same exact facial expression where he's just, looking at a screen. But then every single time it cuts to the computer screen itself, he's doing overdub, explaining what he's doing to the audience so that we're not lost into what he's clicking on and the reason why he's searching it and why he's sending this information to this person or that person. And anyways, I tried my best, man. I had to slam 2 white monsters to make it through this movie because I really wanted to turn it off halfway through, but I felt like I owed it to the people out there to talk about this film. And also my best friend that kept Snapchatting me his entire experience watching the movie. So I felt like I needed to live in the moment. I needed to understand what the current zeitgeist of humanity was talking about. And apparently that is Ice Cube and War of the World. And let me just take you back. Let me take you back. I'm ranting too much, okay? I just watched it. I haven't calmed down yet. But here's the thing. War of the Worlds is an established property, right? There's a classic 1950s version of it that is very famous. It's a really good classic sci-fi movie. I heavily recommend checking it out, especially after this. Like I said, there's also the Steven Spielberg version, but then there's dozens and dozens more. I do believe it's public domain. I might want to fact check that. Somebody fact check that. But I think that it's one of those properties that anybody can make an adaptation of. And so now we've come to Amazon's version of it. So they took this established idea of War of the Worlds, an alien invasion plot, and they've somehow managed to turn a story about invading aliens into an Amazon Prime ad. So I got to give him some credit for that. So I'm giving it at least 1 star on Letterboxd. So Ice Cube plays this guy that works for Homeland Security, and the movie begins as he starts his job and he's logging onto his computer. Like I said, the entire fucking movie is his computer screen and his webcam. So basically you get this, like he's up close to the camera, he's like logging on, and instead of, you know, doing his job, he's just spying on his family, essentially. Because, you know, there's like the whole plot that they throw in where like his children are a bit estranged because they're growing up and he lost his wife and all this stuff. His daughter's pregnant, yada, yada, yada. As he's going about his business, there's all these alerts that come out of everywhere. People are sending footage of aliens invading, and it's like, you know, the giant 3-legged, you know, mechanized whatevers, kind of very similar to the Steven Spielberg version. But in this version, it has pretty much the worst CGI I've seen in years. And it's almost to the point where I have to believe they did it on purpose to be like an aesthetic choice, because it looks terrible. It looks like, I remember back in like, say like 2004 or 5, there were like these digital programs where you could put like robots or dinosaurs in the background in like your editing software. This is going like way, way back. I remember looking this up because I almost bought this. There was like stuff you could do where you could bring in like this digital dinosaur and put it in the background of your footage, whatever. You know, it was like this old school CGI, easily accessible thing. It feels like they used that in this movie to create the alien warships. Like it really throws back like 25 years of progress to show us this. And then every single time we have a character taking video footage, of course it's like shaky cam out the ass and, you know, looking at themselves, and then like instead of just holding the phone up to their face as they're talking, they're like constantly shaking and moving around so you can't see anything that's happening. Just the most terrible like found footage, self-recorded style video you could possibly imagine, along with some of the worst CGI you could possibly imagine, constantly cutting back to Ice Cube doing this and then doing this. What? And then sitting back down. I shit you not. So that's the movie. That's like an hour and 40 minutes of it. But then it becomes this Amazon Prime ad where, like I said, we have a character that works for Amazon Prime that is just like this badass master at everything, can seal up wounds with tape, and then he knows exactly what to do. And the aliens are coming down and not only destroying different areas of the world so that the world has to unite and fight together, but then that doesn't work because they start taking down specific hackers that are posing a threat to them, because the alien creatures in this version of War of the Worlds are both like organic and like technological. Like they come after data, basically. Like they're here to consume data, basically. The most obvious theme you could possibly imagine of them looking at all of our data constantly from behind the scenes. Like that's the whole theme of this movie, is like spying on people is bad. But like that's what every social media source does. Like I'm telling you, man, like the only way you're safe from it is if you literally just live off grid. Like if you have a cell phone, if you have an internet connection, it's just, you're toast, man. You're toast. They're watching everything you do. They're selling all your data. They're selling you ads. That's what everything does, including Amazon. I don't know why they're trying to gaslight us into thinking that they don't do this, but they have to take the alien creatures down by, putting this thumb drive into the specific location in order to like spread the fucking virus or whatever into the aliens and kill them all. I don't know. But anyways, the way that they go about doing this is the climax of the movie. Like this is like the nail biting, edge of your seat climax of the movie, is that they have the thumb drive and they think about how they're going to get it delivered to the right access point to use it. And the Amazon delivery driver says, oh, obviously an Amazon drone. I have one right here. This is the best possible thing you could use. It's so versatile and easily accessible, and anybody could do it, and everybody should do it because this is Amazon and it's amazing. And he's like, actually, you have to place an Amazon order to get this to work. And then the movie goes into the process of showing you how to log on to Amazon, implement an order and how to get one of the drones to deliver it. I shit you not. We can't save the world until you log on to Amazon and place an order. That is this movie. Also, there's a scene where a Tesla truck saves a woman's life, Ice Cube's daughter's life, because he's able to access the technology of the Tesla and get her out of danger. So thank God for both Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, because without them, we would never solve this alien invasion plot. So they take the drone, and the drone is like going through and dodging all of the attacks from the alien ships that are shooting lasers at it, but it gets hit and knocked to the ground. And they got to get the drone back up. So there's this dude that's on the sidewalk next to where the drone fell, and they can see him on the video screen. And they're like, oh man, we need to get him to flip the drone over. How do we get him to do it? And so they like go onto his cell phone and they're like, hey, can you flip the drone over? And he's like, the fuck you doing hacking my phone in the middle of an alien apocalypse? And that's like, wait, how do we convince this man to go over and flip the drone back over? I know. Let's send him $1,000 Amazon gift card. And it works. And to be fair, if anybody wants to send me $1,000 in an Amazon gift card, I will do that favor for you as well. But yeah, that works. And so he does that, and the drone continues to fly, gets to the location. Ice Cube gets the thumb drive. There's tentacle monsters going up his butt. I don't know. And he gets it to work. And the movie ends with the aliens being defeated and him having this new resolve of not spying on people. And instead, we need to go after the government, man, because, yeah, we're the people. We're one of you. This is Amazon saying, hey, we're not like those other guys. We're one of you. We don't like it either. By the way, use Amazon Prime. Anyways, if you want a good War of the Worlds movie, go back and watch the 1950s one because it's a classic, or even watch the Steven Spielberg one. But if you're going to do this one, I wish you Godspeed. And just remember, there's certain times where 90 minutes of your life will go by and you'll never get it back. And as I get older into my 30s, I start to reflect on this more and more every time I watch a bad movie. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later.